Hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve, and I've been putting this off. It's something I've been wanting to do. We fell down the rabbit hole like many, and basically most of the humans on the planet. Okay, I fell down the reesateesa rabbit hole, and I've been wanting to just react to it as it's going through because there's so much stuff to react to. All the little things. So we're just going to work our way through it. So this ought to be fun. Okay. This ought to be fun. If this isn't fun, I'll be shocked. And so I'm going to pretend like I never heard it. Okay. I'm just going to go through it piece by piece. Okay.
The fuck did I marry? So I met my ex-husband around March 4th of 2020.
Okay.
We met on Facebook dating site, and we also matched on Hinge. I did not realize that he was on both under two different names. So one was his actual name, and the other one was a variation, like a nickname.
Yeah, this is something I did notice. I remember wondering if that was a coincidence or not. Like, had he scoped her on the one? And I guess if he didn't get a response, did he then swoop over to the other one? He's such a liar and stuff. You want to think the worst. You want to think if she had been on 4 different sites, he'd have been on all 4 with 4 different names. But, who knows?
That he called himself. Different pictures. So it was a running joke between us. Oh, you ain't even recognized that you had matched with me on Hinge. No, I didn't. And also that should have been a red flag. By the way, you will notice in this story, I called it the United Nations of red flags. It is so many red flags that, you would have thought I was colorblind because I ignored all of them. So anyway,
sorry,
back
girl.
to the story. Yeah. We met around March 4th. We exchanged phone numbers. He called me and we talked on the phone for the first time. In the first phone call, he told me that he had just moved to Georgia from California, from San Diego. His job had transferred him because he was being transferred in as the new regional manager for a
How funny is that, though? Knowing what we know now, right? How funny is it that he was like, oh, I just moved down here, from San Diego. Yeah. Where I was working my corporate, very corporate job, doing corporate things, of course. And, now I'm here, doing some more corporate. It's so strange. Now that I know, I wish I didn't know what I knew. I wish.
Major condiment company that is based here in Georgia. I'm not gonna say the name.
Yeah, hit me up in the comments. How many guesses? Anybody get guessed yet what condiment company he was claiming to work for? It doesn't matter because it was a lie. But which one it could have been, like in Georgia? What's a big condiment company that is based in Georgia? Anybody know? Put in the comments.
And so we also talked about his childhood. He told me he grew up in Philly. He's from Philly. Both of his parents were deceased. This is the first phone call. Both of his parents were deceased. His father was a Philadelphia police officer. His mom was a teacher. He also told me he briefly lived in Augusta with his family. He had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. He also had 2 half-brothers on his dad's side.
You also thought that was weird that why would you say you have sisters? Oh yeah, that's right, because of the lurking women. That's right.
First phone call. So I'm just giving you guys the backstory. This was the first phone call we had. So we talked about family. We talked about friends. We talked about our jobs. At the time, I was working at Georgia State Patrol. And he knew this, and he just thought that was like, wow, so you work with troopers all day. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I bet he was thinking, wow, like, oh God, she could do a background check on me. Oh, let me not tell too many lies in the first 20 seconds.
Also in that phone call, he explained to me that he used to play football. He explained that he used to play arena football. I know nothing about arena football.
Yeah, I actually talked to when I first moved to Georgia. I talked to a guy who played arena football. He was playing arena football at the time. I knew nothing about it. Turns out it's football inside of an arena. Like it's like they don't have outside like the lines. You know, like the lines in a football thing, and then there's like all the space. Like say when the guys are running and somebody tackles somebody and they tack them outside the lines and they run into the benches and everything. They run into the coach. You can't do that. There's literally like a barrier. It's basically like imagine a ice skating rink because you know how it's got like the barrier around it, but it's football. So if you run out of bounds, that's you hitting the wall basically. Out of bounds is basically you bouncing off the wall. Okay, it's like football and football. If football was hockey, you know.
I know about NFL, I know about college, go Dogs, but I don't know anything about arena football. So he explained to me that he used to play arena football. He used to work at Apple in the off season of arena football. And I remember thinking on that phone call, oh, okay, you know, like, good for you. I don't know anything about arena football, and I believe I did tell him that. I don't know.
Yeah, and they don't make that much money either. Like, like I think from that guy that I knew that played it, it was like he had a second job as well. So you know, by him saying he got all this money put away from playing arena football, yeah, nah. But correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's leagues of it or something, and there's like maybe he was a lower league or something. I don't know. But from what I heard, it's like a job. It's like a regular job with regular money.
Anything about arena football. That'll come into play later on.
Okay.
So he told me, you know, I just moved here. My job is paying for my housing and they're helping me to look for a house. Okay. He was like, right now I'm in Gwinnett County, but I'm trying to look for a house. Ideally in Atlanta, like Brookhaven, Sandy Springs. He was like,
yeah, that's the money areas. That's the good money areas. Okay. Oh, he's ritzy, honey. He ritzy like Alpharetta. You know what I'm saying? Just sound like it's gonna cost you something.
I really would like to move out there. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, you know, that's great. You know, you're looking to get a house. You just moved here. He was like, I don't really know too many people here because I spend all my time at work and, you know, this job is really demanding. So that was...
Yeah, forklifts will do that to you.
Our first phone call. We talked more. He talked a lot, which took me by surprise because I'm not really used to men talking more than me.
Yeah. So many lies, so little time, you know? Gotta jam them all in.
He eventually asked me out on a date. Mm-hmm. Our first date was set for Saturday, March 7th, 2020. He asked me what was my favorite restaurant. I said Cheesecake Factory.
That's funny.
And so we agreed to go out at the Cheesecake Factory in a location that was in between. I lived in Clayton County at the time. He lived in Gwinnett County. I realized that if you don't know anything about Metro Atlanta, that makes no sense. But basically, we lived about 45 minutes apart. So we agreed to meet at the Cheesecake Factory over at Perimeter Mall, which is in an area, Sandy Springs, Dunwoody area. I was excited. Like, I called my friends and was like, I got a date, you know, blah, blah, blah. We'll see how it goes. First conversation was good. Hopefully he looks like his pictures because, you know, that's always an issue with online dating. Hopefully he looks like his pictures. So on my way to our date, I took 285 and literally right before I got to Boulder Crest, the exit for Boulder Crest, I heard a boom and I lost control of my car. Thank God that not thank God, but I knew what to do. So I did not crash, but my tire blew out. So I called him and I said, hey, I'm so sorry, but my tire just blew on 285. I'm slowly making my way off the exit. I believe I pulled into a Chevron gas station.
I'm going to tell you something. The universe will try to stop you from doing stupid-ish, okay? Whenever you know it's about to do something real stupid, the universe will drop a billion signals on you. They may be small. If they're small, it'll be a bunch of them. But if it's what, or it'll do a bunch of small things, or it'll do one big ass thing. Like in her case, what she was about to do was so bad. Okay, it was something that was so bad that the universe literally grabbed her car off the highway, grabbed that shit and sat it on the side of the road. Said, sit here. But the universe forgot about cell phones. The universe was going to need to take out that cell phone tower, okay, to stop this from happening. But whatever's, maybe next time, universe.
And I said, I got to get this fixed. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm a damsel in distress kind of thing. He kind of paused. He got quiet and he was like, tell me exactly where you are. Drop your pin. So I dropped the pin and he came to the gas station. Got out the car, and I was so relieved that he actually looked like his pictures that I was like, oh my God, he's actually attractive, because he's like 6'4", 6'5". Oh, also, man, I apologize. So let me go back to the first conversation. Let me add something. Right. He did tell me in the first phone call that he was divorced, and that his ex-wife, she had 2 children, a boy and a girl, who were teenagers, young adults. I think the girl was about 20. And he said that he had a very close relationship with his stepkids. But that he and his ex-wife had divorced because she cheated on him out in California. And so coming to Georgia was a new beginning for him.
Basically, he got caught. He got busted. Whenever he get busted, he create a new person. He'd be like, ooh, let me say I'm somebody else now and start over. Oh my gosh.
She was still out in California. The kids were still out in California. And so, he was like, I can't stand her, but I still want to be in the kids' lives. I have to put that in there because that will come back later. Mm-hmm. So this is just setting the stage. Again, that first conversation we talked about family, job, friends, how he ended up in Georgia, me being in Georgia, the things that, I would think people talk about in the first conversation. All right, now back to the tire blew out. So he shows up to the gas station. He changes my tire, which I just thought was the sexiest thing in the world. And then he proceeds to say, hey, I found a tire place around the corner. You need to get another tire. Like, you can't drive on this donut. So he followed me to the tire place, and then helped me get a tire, paid for it. So I was definitely like, wow. And
just to let y'all in on a little secret, those good deeds during first impressions, it's a red flag. I'm gonna tell you why. This is something that manipulators, people who are like, they're basically soul suckers. Okay, they're energy vampires. What they do is they will in their first impression, they know the necessity. Okay, first impression. What they do in their first impression they could steal like 10 years from you just based on their first impression. So they'll go all out that first time, that first day you being with them, because everything that you're going to remember of them from that first meeting them, those are the things you're going to use as excuses for the things that they do next. Oh, that's not who he is. I'm sure there's a reason why. He's the guy who bought me the tire. You see? He's the guy who risked his life coming to a gas station and will even make what they did seem like even bigger than what it was, right? I'm sure, could have got her own tire. She could have got her own tire. So he didn't save her. He just came in and did a thing that already could have been done but since he gets to now have credit for it, you know. And then what he'll do is use that credit, okay, just like at the Chase Bank, he'll use that credit, okay, to skate on for the next 5-10 years and steal every bit of your spirit.
So the vibe was good. So anyway, I get the tire fixed. We follow each other to the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. And what happened,
perimeter? We hold hands walking into the Cheesecake Factory. So in my
that's another red flag. You ain't holding my hand on no first date. Absolutely not. Okay. I ain't even gonna let you open the door for me. Just be honest. No, I'm just kidding. I might let you open the door, but if you feel like opening the door. If you don't, I mean, I probably open the door for you. In fact, that's more likely what's gonna happen. I run to the door to open it for people. I like to be first. Here you go. Good deeds are my love language. Acts of service is what it's known as. But holding hands. No, this is a thing with women and dating. I don't know whether I envy it or whether I feel sorry for people for doing it, but it's maybe a bit of both, right? But like the women who are so open, there's these women like Teesa. Teesa is so open to the idea of love and relationships and trust. I haven't seen those things since high school. Like I see the worst, expect the worst. Am shocked when it don't happen, but still waiting for it to come because I know it's still gonna come. That's who I am. But so I always think it's so weird. Like he tries to hold her hand and she thinks no suspicion. She just sees the sweet thing of it. I mean, me personally, I'm like, yeah, nah. What you ain't gonna do is just for out of nowhere for no reason at all pretend like we together. Like we not doing that. I wouldn't come out with you if I couldn't pay for my own food because I don't know you and you might try some weird stuff. One of us gonna be in the kitchen washing dishes. It ain't gonna be me, you know? But it's so funny. It's like she's just like, oh, he's holding my hand. And instantly she felt like she was in a relationship. So then you start behaving like it. The guards go down. You're now comfortable. Next thing you know, 2 days later, you're walking down the aisle with a serial killer.
My mind, I'm like, this is just this. Oh my God, I had butterflies. That's the look of
Teesa, you know how easy it is for a person to hold your hand? Okay, like it takes no effort. I know you know better now. Okay, so I ain't gonna pick. Okay. But damn, that shit is crazy to me. I'm like, all you had to do was hold your hand, something that costs nothing, wasn't gonna be nothing, that don't mean nothing. It's and it's like butterflies. No. Jump in front of a car to yank me out of the road, putting yourself in danger of the car, butterflies. Risk your life for me and butterflies. Anything other than that, nah, just fucking moths, caterpillars, squeamish, okay?
Woman who had butterflies. So I had butterflies. And we go in, there's a long wait. And so we sit outside and we just talk. And the conversation's great. And this is where he tells me what it is he's looking for. He tells me
he's fast forwarding the relationship. He's got to do all the good stuff. He got to set the base for everything that she's supposed to expect and want and invest in. This is him creating an investment for her to be in, like for her to invest. Look, I'm looking for a marriage. I want to be a husband. I'm looking for a wife. If she's looking for a husband and she's done already got butterflies from just a holding of the hand, she's now invested in what can I do? What now do I do so that I be the wife? And that ends up being the basis of the relationship. She's going to have to make excuses for everything he does now because she now has a mission. Mission is be a wife. Shit is crazy.
You know, I believe at the time he was 42. He
Too
was
old to be
like, I
lying
want
so
to get
much.
married and it be for real. He's like, my parents were married 40 plus years before my mom passed away. And I want that. I want marriage, family, a house. Like, that is what I want. He was like, I'm as a man, I'm ready to get married, but I want it to be for real, because the first time, it really hurt me when she cheated on me. So he's telling me everything that I wanted to hear.
Yep.
And so he was like, what is it that you want?
Yeah,
And
what you
I
want, girl?
said pretty much the same thing. I was like, I'm ready to get married, definitely want to have a family, and I want to marry my best friend. So we both put on the table that we wanted marriage. And this is the end of part 1.
Okay, this was hilarious and fun, as I thought it would be. Okay, can't wait to do part 2. Thank you, Teesa. Thank you for your service. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but it was tough. It was for all of us. It was for all of us. Yeah, it was for all of us. Okay, it was for all of us. All right, and that's that. Hit the like button, please, if you enjoyed this. Okay, subscribe. If you ain't got nothing else better to do. Mama do love you. Yes, she do. Okay, y'all behave, because I'm not gonna do it. I just don't know how, and I'm too old to learn. Okay, peace.